Fiorella, class of 2000. Here's Hall of Famer and Coach Jim Grannon and teammates Pat Cassidy, Cormac Mulcahy, and Josh Johnson to introduce Steve.
Steve has always been a special athlete. I would put it, he's always been a man amongst boys. From as far as I remember knowing him all the way back to 4th grade, Steve was always the superior athlete. And I think it just has a lot to do with who he is as a person, you know, his work ethic, his drive, and then also his accountability as a team leader. He always put the team first, whether that meant 50 carries in a game or 5 carries in a game. Steve has always been a team player, and I think that's what really made him who he actually is.
I think the thing I remember most about Steve is that, you know, he ran with a lot of passion. You know, he was a smaller guy, but he was built like a tank. And when he ran with the ball, he ran with a vengeance. But Steve was a hard worker, hard-nosed player, and he was well-rounded. He was not only a great runner, which he was first team All-Catholic IHSA, but he also was, you know, a blocker, and he could catch the ball. So he was a solid kid all the way around, and a good person, obviously.
One of the things that really stuck out to me in remembering what Theo did at St. Lawrence was when he was selected to be All-State. Watching him receive that honor was just absolutely spectacular. I think he was the first one to do that in quite some time for St. Lawrence. And for somebody to do it, that's, you know, was a 3-year varsity starter, but realistically only had 1 healthy year. It goes to show you what kind of, you know, a person and athlete he really was. My sophomore year, Steve was a freshman, and just hearing about Steve here, we landed Steve Fiorella, who is supposedly one of the touted running backs coming into St. Lawrence. I think just his work ethic in general made him an ideal, you know, fit for St. Lawrence as one of the premier athletes for us.
Anyone that knows Steve knows that his sophomore year got cut short, he tore his ACL, and he came back even stronger his junior and his senior season. So I'd say his grit separated him the most. Too valuable to really put out on defense. We kept him mostly on offense. But even when he got out there, he played a little safety. He was a wrecking crew. Anyone who talked to from the south side of Chicago knew Steve Fiorella. His wrestling background, which he didn't get to showcase at St. Lawrence, but just comes from a long lineage of wrestlers and gritty people.
My senior year, so his junior year, homecoming versus Bishop Mack. I think we ran 23 ISO, maybe 44 times. I know he racked up huge numbers that game, and it was great to see. That was one of the most memorable performances I remember of playing with Steve Fiorella.
Just a good person, a good teammate. He's always there for you. He never really gets down. He's always got the level-headedness about him. He's always there to pick you up, give you words of encouragement. He just takes care of his own, and he's a solid person. And
we were lucky to have him as a St. Lawrence Viking. Again, just his grit, his determination, and just being such a team leader that he is in everyday life. He's very successful now, and I expect nothing less from him.
Please join me in welcoming Steve Fiorella to the St. Lawrence Athletic Hall of Fame.